Hello, today I want to talk about a subject that is very common these days, but that I don't, most of the time, don't really enjoy. It's about the law of attraction. If you don't know, it's just the fact that what you think about, in a way, is going to happen in your life. You just have to focus on something so that it happens in your life. And the big problem with that, well, first of all, I want to talk about it because a lot of things in this law of attraction appears to me as very real, just because it relates completely to my own personal experiences and conclusions that I have. And one of these conclusions that I often talk about is what you focus on develops. And it's very real. Not only is it real, and on a certain aspect, it's very obvious that if you focus on something, you're going to have much more opportunities to develop that than what you don't look at. That's very obvious. On the one hand, that's this, and on the other hand, there is something very scientific about it. That's the mind perceives everything that your five senses perceives. Okay, but your brain is not going to deal with all that. It's going to make a choice and to say, okay, I'm just going to deal with that, and that. And that's very, very subjective. Our brain functions this way. That's completely scientific. And it's going to deal with this, and not all the data that you have picked up. Just depending on what you believe, what you expect to see, to perceive in your world. And that's going to confirm what you believe. That's very real. That's how our brain functions. So obviously what you focus on is going to develop. That's also a good reason to believe that focus on something and you have a lot more chances that things are going to develop way faster. So just two examples to demonstrate that the law of attraction is certainly not that kind of woo I don't know, teaching. Anyway, I really strongly believe that most of the people that try to use this law won't succeed anything at all. Why do I believe that? Because I believe the way people use this law is to try to avoid what they don't want to deal with. For example, you say, okay, I want, I don't know, I want a better place, a better position in my job, in my company. Okay, but I clearly feel, most of the time I feel I don't deserve it. I feel it's not possible for any reasons. I don't dare asking for it. I feel I'm in danger if I try to move, to do something, to ask for it, to pretend I could have a better position. Okay, and a lot of things, a lot of reasons, that make us stay still, not move. And so we say, okay, I'm going to use the law of attraction. I'm going to think about it, to focus on that in my mind, and things are meant to happen. Okay, what is the problem in this situation? The problem is, okay, you focus on something, and yes, it's what you focus on develops. It's very, very real. The problem is you also believe something very strongly, is that you don't deserve it, that if you move, bad things are going to happen, and things like that, and you don't feel at ease at all with anything that is about moving in this direction. The problem is if you focus on something but you really don't want to move, and in a way your order to your brain is, okay, don't move. Okay, I see that I could do that and that, which could bring me closer to my what I want, but my order is don't move because you're taking a risk if you go in this direction. So that's also very real, and you also focus on that. Even if you don't think of that, every time you choose not to move, you choose not make any movement in the direction you want, you have made a conscious choice and an action not to move. That's, in a way, that's an action, because we're in a world of action. If you decide to go there, that's an action. If you decide to stay still, that's also an action. And that's very real. That's most of the time much more real than what you focus on. It's not that it's a problem of, yeah, it's more real, but it's also much more present in your life. In our daily life, we have a lot of behaviors that confirms what we believe, that confirms that we believe it's not possible to do that. There's no interest in moving. It's not interesting to try and things like that, because there's no way things change. And all that is very real. And we kind of not only decide all those truths, but we confirm them all day long. And so most of the time, people are going to try the law of attraction to try to overlook all those difficulties. So basically, what I suggest we do instead of that is to never overlook what we feel, what seems to be a problem to us. Never overlook that. Look at it and realize it's just in your mind. The problem is in your mind, and you have to change your view of that, your vision of that. And yes, you're going to feel discomfort. You're going to feel it's very real, because that's the way our emotions function. We feel them in our body. So that seems very real. But just to remind ourselves, it's just an emotion that I can feel, but I can change that. And I decide that it's not the truth. And now I decide to focus on what I want and focus on that. And instead of overlooking what, the kind of wall that I've built that says I will never be able to go this way, to look at it and say, it's not the truth. I know it, and this is what I decided instead of. Now things are going to change. And now I can take, some kind of, at least little actions in the direction I want, even though I feel some kind of fear or discomfort, because I know that's not real. And what I decide takes much more power. Okay, that's, I really think, the very first step, and from there things are going to change. Okay, don't hesitate, let me know what you think about all that. It's very interesting, and I'll talk to you very soon for more on my conclusions. See you soon, bye bye.